Where the hell have you been? Why haven't I heard from you until today? My wife is ignoring me and starting to pack her bags. I said, "Hey, why are you packing?" I try to stop her, but she shakes my hand off.
Don't do this. I'm moving out of this house.
What?
I'm divorcing you.
What? Why now? My name is Matt, 27 years old, office worker. My wife Beth and I have been married for 2 years. We met on a matching app and developed a romantic relationship because we had a lot of common interests. We both like music, manga, anime. We have a lot in common. We never ran out of things to talk about, and we ended up getting married. After that, we had a happy married life with no particular problems. And today is my wife's birthday. And since our wedding anniversary was coming up the day after tomorrow, we decided to celebrate it in a big way at home. We'd been making plans for a long time because I had a job that required me to work on weekends. It was hard for me and my wife to have the same days off. Also, my wife works as a sales representative for a well-known company, so we had a lot of business entertainment and overtime at work. It was hard to make time to be together for a long time. Incidentally, we even held our wedding on a weekday, with only our relatives attending, taking these circumstances into consideration. So that's why it was pretty difficult to celebrate anniversaries and other occasions without making plans. Last year, we were so busy with work that we couldn't celebrate. So this time, I took a paid day off in advance to make it happen. I also reminded my wife to come home early today. My wife said shyly, "Okay," and went to work. I went to work as soon as I finished my work so I could get home earlier. Then I went to the department store to make sure I didn't burden my busy wife with work. I went to a department store and bought her favorite wine and cakes. I also bought some tasty and stylish looking side dishes for appetizers. I also bought expensive meat for the main course. I was in a happy mood and called my wife on the line and asked if she had left the office by now. But after 10 or 20 minutes, I couldn't even get a red receipt on the line. I wondered if she put her phone in her bag or something. After a while, I waited for 30 minutes and still no read. Normally, it only takes about 30 minutes from her office to home, so maybe she's at work? Then, about an hour after I sent the line, I got a message back saying,
"Sorry, I'm stuck at work."
I felt sad, but if it's work, it can't be helped. I asked her what time she would come home, so I replied, "Around what time would you get home?" I wanted to have dinner with her even if she had to work late. Then, my wife responded in a way that I never expected.
"I might have to stay overnight at the office. I don't want dinner."
I was very shocked. It's no wonder she said she had urgent business. But what was the second message? Did she completely forget about today? We've been talking about celebrating for a while. I reminded her this morning, so normally she would remember. I feel like there was this huge distance between me and my wife. Maybe we lived together, but our hearts were never really close. That's what I thought. I was also a little bothered by my wife's statement that she had to take care of some urgent business, because the peak of her company's busy season was last month. From this month, the workload was supposed to be considerably less and easier. This is what my wife said to me last month when she was feeling like she was about to give up.
"It's tough every day, but if I can make it through this month."
Well, I guess she didn't expect it because it was an emergency. There was no point in blaming her. I forced myself to eat only the side dishes that I had to eat by the end of the day. I put the meat in the fridge to chill and thought I would eat it with my wife tomorrow or the day after. But the next day, when I came home from work, my wife didn't come home. I sent her a text message, but she didn't read it, and all her phone calls went unanswered. I was a little worried. I wondered how she was doing. I called her office the next morning. When I told them that my wife had not come home from work, I got a surprising answer. To my surprise, she resigned from her job as of the day before yesterday. I couldn't believe my ears. My wife quit her job? I didn't understand what he said. Of course, the company didn't tell me any more than that. I was shocked, and at the same time, I took a leave of absence to find out what the hell was going on. First of all, it's crazy that I couldn't reach my wife. She might be involved in some kind of incident. I tried to call my wife's parents, then the front door opened.
"Beth!" "What? Why are you here? I thought you weren't working today."
What? My wife was not in any kind of trouble. Rather, she reacted as if running to me was the trouble. "Where the hell have you been? Why haven't I heard from you?" When I questioned her, she went to her room, like I was a pain in the ass. "Hey, answer me!" She ignores me and starts packing her stuff. I said, "Hey, why are you packing?" I try to stop her, but she shakes my hand off.
"I'm moving out of this house."
"What?"
"I'm divorcing you."
"What? Why now?"
"It's not out of the blue. I've been thinking about it for a long time. When are you going to start your own business?"
"Well, I still have a lot of work to do with the company."
"You see, that's the thing.
You should have told me when you married me.
You told me I could go out on my own when the time was right. That's just lip service to what you're saying. A good husband would let me realize that and let me go out on my own as soon as possible.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't get it.
Besides, you often don't help me with the housework.
That's because I'm busy with my work too. On my days off or when I come home early, I help you with the laundry and cooking before you come home.
Yes, it's all my fault, isn't it? You can just blame others like that.
What's with that tone of voice?
Anyway, I can't stay married to you anymore. I'll do whatever it takes to get a divorce.
I'm not stupid enough to stay with you. All right, I don't want you in my life.
Yeah, that's good. I was going to leave it on the table, but I guess I'll be able to file it soon.
And she showed me the divorce papers. I didn't know she had it already. I quickly filled out my portion and handed it to my wife.
Well, I hope you'll be sad about your life without me.
What? Who's going to be sad? I'll be happy. I felt like throwing things at her in anger as she walked out with a grin on her face. After that, I quickly grabbed my stuff and went back to my parents' house. My parents were surprised and outraged to hear what I had to say. They were so angry that they wanted to go to my ex-wife's parents' house and explain it to them. I asked them not to do that because it would be disgraceful for them to go to my ex-wife's parents' home. Then I started to look for a place to live while temporarily staying at my parents' house. About a week after I left home, I got a line from my ex-wife. I was surprised to see a message from her saying I got married and picture of my ex-wife getting married to another man. And when she saw that I had read the message, she called me back.
Hi, did you see it?
I did, but what the hell? You mean you got remarried within a week of divorcing me?
Yeah, that's right.
That sucks. That means you were having an affair, right?
Well, I was having an affair when I was married to you.
You're going to confess to yourself?
Yes, because I can afford to pay alimony. My new husband lives with the president of a company in Chiba, and he's very rich.
And my husband is going to be the future president of the company.
I heard that his father-in-law is dying of cancer, so that means I'm going to be the wife of the president right after we get married. Isn't this really a Cinderella story?
Apparently, he met my ex-wife at a company he was working for. He approached her, and my ex-wife, who loves good-looking men, fell in love with him instantly. She had an unfaithful relationship, and she left me for him. In the story of my ex-wife, who was always bragging to me, there was something that bothered me. She told me that the father of the man she married in the photo was the owner of a company in Chiba, and that her husband would be his successor. And then I recognized the face of the man in the photo. Who was he? Tip of my tongue. You know Chiba is my hometown, right? Doesn't that mean you're in the neighborhood now?
Yeah, I guess so.
But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna see you, right?
But that doesn't mean I'm gonna see you, right?
Nobody wants to see you for anything. What's the name of the guy you're married to? I might know him.
What? A guy like you wouldn't have a friend who's this good looking.
Come on, tell me.
Ryan Gray.
Huh? Is he the same age as us?
Yes, he is. You know him?
What? What's wrong with you? You're laughing all of a sudden.
What? Oh, no. He's a classmate of mine from high school.
Oh, really? That's a surprise. Yeah, it's a surprise. I can't believe you're marrying Ryan.
You don't believe me, do you? Well, I don't care. I've had better luck than you. No wonder you can't accept reality.
Well. I wish you all the best.
What? What's so funny?
What's so funny?
You're weird.
My ex-wife thought I was boring because I started reacting weird, so she hung up right after that. 2 months later, my ex-wife called me again. What now?
Hey, did you know about Ryan's plastic surgery and were you laughing about it?
Oh, so you finally found out.
Well, yeah. I heard he had a full body makeover when he was in college.
Yeah, and he was also famous for his bad taste in women. It made me laugh to think he was getting married to you.
Why didn't you tell me?
We're divorced now, aren't we? I don't have to tell you. I mean, how did you even find out?
Well, I found out that you and him went to school together, so I thought I'd look at Ryan's high school yearbook. Ryan said he didn't want to mention it because he was embarrassed. I thought he was just being modest. So when I went to his parents' house and snuck into his room and looked at his graduation yearbook,
I saw his face before the plastic surgery.
I've been deceived. I'm pregnant. My baby's gonna look like the face on that photo, right? Are you fucking kidding me?
What are you talking about? You're cheating on Ryan too.
What?
You know that I know you had plastic surgery too, right?
Huh? How?
Your parents told me before we got married. They asked if I really wanted to marry you even if you had these procedures done. I thought at the time you had some good qualities inside, and I said, I don't care. And we got married. But I had no idea you were so rotten on the inside. I didn't know what to look for either. It is the most ironic story ever. Two people who had plastic surgery end up together.
Oh.
And that child will look like either one of you. Well, I'm sure the parents don't care what their children look like, but you're not taking care of your rental apartment, are you?
What? Rented apartment?
The apartment we used to live in.
What? Isn't that where you live now?
What are you talking about? I already moved out. And I was at home when you called the other day. I asked you if you lived nearby.
Well, do you have any furniture or appliances?
Well, you've lived in that house since you were bachelors. And then we got married and moved in together. Most of the furniture and appliances are yours. So you'll have to get rid of everything that's left. Either no one lived there or 2 months of rent is going to you.
Oh no.
Well, good luck with all that. With that, I hung up the phone and I blocked all incoming calls. My ex-wife had been going through a lot this time, but this was just the beginning. Of course, the baby that was born looked nothing like either my ex-wife or Ryan, so my ex-wife felt awkward about that one. Then, Ryan's father died and he took over the company. The company was on the verge of bankruptcy and Ryan had to close the company with a lot of debts. And to pay off the debt, my ex-wife became a cabaret girl while Ryan became a host. Ryan worked as a host till he's exhausted. While working as a host till late night, he's tired every day to pay off his debts and raise his children. My ex-wife had already inherited Ryan's father's property, even if she wanted to divorce him. All the debts would come with the divorce. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. If she hadn't committed adultery, it wouldn't have happened. Meanwhile, I'm living in a single person's apartment near my office, living a comfortable and peaceful life. I'm going to put aside my love life for the time being and concentrate on my work to prepare for independence. Thank you for watching until the end. How did you like today's story? If you enjoyed today's story, please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.